Regresamos con Juarez Gunslinger. El capítulo anterior empezamos nuestra misión de venganza. Así que vamos a ver a dónde nos lleva.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo.
1882, un
I had
año
tracked
después.
him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why.
Herb's coming!
Get ready, boys. First, I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Soy un asco con control.
Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise.
No me lo puse en normal.
Gunfight at the OK Corral. The Clantons wanted revenge.
Put some howls in him!
So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil. Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Bueno. ¿Para dónde? Acá. Oh, perfecto.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the Cowboys identified each other. I was beginning to wish I had one myself.
¿Verdad? Si sabías que te iba a tocar pelear contra Cowboys, debiste haber traído la bandana roja. Eso habría servido.
But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and
No,
no
escopeta
cap.
no.
Goddamn, he's hard to hit!
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal? Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man. Come here.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's
A
that?
ver,
Bud?
After old
pregunte.
man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot.
El hijo no toma el mando porque es un idiota.
Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
Hacia acá. Wow, así de malo soy para disparar.
wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Creo que no lo he explicado. Cuando está a punto de morir, el juego me da la oportunidad de esquivar el balazo que me va a matar. Y eso me recupera la vida. Mala tirada.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
Un juego de Ubisoft. Yo no puedo esperar que eso no me mate. Ellos nunca hacen algo bien.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
Oh. Yep. Esto huele a boss fight.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared.
Está.
They just wanted me out in the open.
Time to dance with the devil. You working for Wyatt Earp? Is that something?
Y cuando también utilizan doble pistola, tienen un DPS muy gonorrea. Yo no puedo hacer una DPS race contra él.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
Ahí no estaba, no, joda, todo esto para nada.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
Ah, ahí está. Ese bigote está muy cool.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true.
Se le acelera el corazón a uno.
Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo. I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Inocentes.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
Pues sí, todo esto ocurrió por la fiebre del oro.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant. And hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick. As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape. And that's where I thought I'd find him.
Armas.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous?
Oh, yeah? Who the hell is that then?
Don't let him get a shot off!
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men. Samuel Colt made them equal.
Sí, Samuel Colt. Un genio en el departamento de hacer armas.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it.
Oh.
It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches.
Oh, wow. Mi puntería es una porquería. Oh, mierda.
There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's son. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll.
Eso es verdad. Muchos veteranos de la guerra civil terminaron siendo bandidos en el viejo oeste. Sí, los estoy destruyendo para que no me hagan daño después. Para que no lo puedan usar en mi contra.
I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. They must have thought I was tough, or had some kind of death wish, seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere. One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone.
Sí, eso era lo que me ponía nervioso.
Thoughts about what I was doing? I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense.
Bueno, vamos a ver.
It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way. Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell. A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to Kingdom Come. With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at. One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
Oh no!
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane. It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it. Instead, I spotted a ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite side.
Sí, mejor plan. Vamos para allá.
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution, because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith. I was determined not to give up, however.
Ay, madre.
As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water. But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Tomemos el ascensor, que hijo de
I
madre.
picked the more convenient and more dangerous route.
Vengan por mí, pues.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh no.
The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
¿Qué? Bueno, ¿y ahora?
They're gonna bury you. Well, in a million this day is just getting worse and worse for you, ain't it?
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
I need some help here! Come on, boys! Take this cocksucker out! Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that!
Están. Uy, casi hundo para donde no es. Sí, para los que no sepan, para esquivar, por eso es que se pone en cámara lenta, para que yo intente adivinar hacia qué lado hay que esquivar. Ahí va.
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
A ver, un punto.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
John Wesley Hardin. Ni idea quién es.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself. I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different.
I thought the Texas Rangers got hard.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley. It was coldin' a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres to the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood.
Ah, en el mismo bar en el que estamos contando la historia.
Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He
Un poquito de contexto.
Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them. They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friend. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcome presence.
Secreto.
Stop that bitch! Let the boys know we got another law dog.
No, escopeta no, gracias.
I wondered if Bob was among them. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
Ah, no jodas. Venirlo a matar en su cumpleaños, perfecto.
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon. Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me. In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
Un poquito de hostilidad.
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Más rápido al oeste.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline, or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him. No, wait! He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
Epa. Epa.
That man was faster than greased lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless avenger took his life.
Así
Shot
que
him
yo
in
no
the
lo
back
maté.
in a saloon, just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben? Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, do you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Lobo gris.
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation. A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven. Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death.
Bueno, voy a dejar este capítulo de Gunslinger hasta aquí. El próximo pues vamos a ir detrás del indígena. Así que nos vemos.